Good morning, good morning, good morning, and we are live today. Welcome to Midweek Motivation Live with Patrick Lee. I'm going to, let me drop this off here real quick. Give people just a second to start logging on here. It is Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock. We had a date, right? Midweek Motivation Live. Let me see if I can get this. We'll leave that on there. Doesn't matter. That's okay. Give people time to tune in today. It is a cold and dreary day in Amarillo, Texas. It's barely above freezing in about the 9th of September. And very odd for us to have a cold snap just like this early in the year. But I believe the sun's going to be back out this weekend, and we're all going to be good. We're going to be upset that it's. Let me move the camera here just a little bit. Probably going to be upset that it didn't stay cooler a little bit longer. But there's definitely a little bit of a chill in the air. Yeah, it's about 36 degrees, and it's rained all evening, most of the night. It's still going to be raining throughout the day, off and on. Welcome, everybody. People are already tuning in. Thank you so much for coming to the show this week. We are going to pick up this week with our topic from last week. Our sound dropped out, and about 3 minutes into the video last week, Start Where You Are was our topic, and I was using StreamYard Mobile on my iPhone, and the sound dropped out. That's brand new technology, the StreamYard Mobile app for mobile phones. For cell phones. I've been using it here on the desktop at home studio number one, the cockpit of success here at my casa. And I've been using StreamYard for the last few months. It's a great service. I love StreamYard. And but StreamYard Mobile has a couple of bugs to work out. So the sound went out. So we're going to take off with that this week. With Start Where You Are, many people commented and said, please, let's finish this thought next week. It's a great topic, and it's really going to help a lot of you today. I believe that it will. So let's jump right into this. Start where you are. What in the world are you talking about, Patrick Lee? Start where you are. There are many of you that have a plan, a dream, a goal. I want you to ask yourself this question. Where do you want to go, and how do you want to get there? Has somebody already gone there before me? What in the world does that mean? You may have a business plan. You may aspire to be a motivational speaker. You may want to own your own nursing home for senior citizens. You may want to take care of children and start an adoption agency. You may want to have a snow cone stand. I don't care what it is, but you need to define what it is. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? Is there a plan in place? And maybe someone has already gone there before me. One of the hardest things for men sometimes to ask themselves is directions. If you don't know where you're going, it's to stop and ask someone for directions, right? And it's a pride thing with a lot of men. We don't want to stop and ask for directions. If Google doesn't tell us where it is, then it's not worth going there, right? But the best way to get somewhere, if you find yourself lost, of course, or you want to know how to get there somewhere, the number one thing we do is we pick up the phone, right? And we Google it, put in Google Maps. But if you're going down somewhere and you're in a neighborhood and you find yourself not very familiar, one of the easiest things to do is just jump into a convenience store or some business and say, hey, I'm looking for such and such a place. Can you tell me where it is? And or you ask directions of someone that's already been there, right? I was going to Dallas this weekend to visit family. My wife's father, stepmom lived down there, and more family, Johnny and Shannon, some other family members. We wanted to get down there and visit them. And the first thing we do, of course, is, chart a course, look for a motel. But then we wanted to go to a couple of different places down there. So you got to find out how to get there. And usually, as soon as we mention a place, my wife's dad just says, oh, yeah, I know how to get there. Not a problem. So we go. So you need to ask yourself, has somebody already gone there before me? And can they point the way, right? People are already commenting, good morning. I just say, Jesus, take the wheel. He will get me there. That's awesome, Frankie. Love that comment. Jesus, take the wheel. Eventually, we'll get to the point to where all of our cars drive for us, right? And we just plug in the navigation, the destination, and the car will take us there. I don't know that I'm that trusting of technology yet, but it will happen someday. I'm confident it's going to happen. I'm sure you are too, but definitely Jesus, take the wheel. I love that comment. Thank you. Hello, Christine. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Hope things are going well out in Oregon, the Oregon coast. It's 36 degrees and rainy out here, and I'm sure it's about just like it is out there where you're at, Christine. Good morning, Brotato Chip. Yes, Ross, my brother. Good morning, Brotato. That's awesome. Love your picture there. That's great. So you need to ask yourself these questions: where do you want to go, and how do I want to get there? And has somebody already gone there before me? If someone's already gone there before you, it's a pretty good indication that someone can teach you how to get where you want to go, right? The question you need to ask yourself before you take this journey, you need to do some soul searching, right? Where do you see yourself 5 years down the road if you don't get started today or very soon? That's a question I've had to ask myself in the past many times, and it's always a hard question to ask. Because it does cause us to do a lot of soul searching. Is there some place that I want to go? Is there a business I want to get started? How do I want my business to look in 5 years? Now, if I don't get started, where do I see myself 5 years down the road? Still sitting in the same chair you're in right now? You still watching, Maury Povich reruns and or soap operas or some stories or reality TV shows, and you're still making pennies on the dollar versus what you're worth? You still find yourself in the dead-end job that you've been wanting to get out of for years. You still see yourself in poor health because you failed to take a step towards joining a gym and working out a little more. You know what I mean? These are questions that you have to ask yourself. Hey, Shawnee, Ricky, good morning, people. Yes, please pray for Oregon. One of my children was evacuated last night. I've had other friends I see on social media that have been asked to evacuate in Southern Oregon, just like in California. Yes, chasing a little rabbit. Many of you know California is under fire, and as is Oregon. Many fires in the state of Oregon as well, many all over the Pacific Northwest. It's a hot season again, and we definitely need to pray for for Oregon and California. I saw stats yesterday that said the amount of fires, the land that's burned up in California is larger than 10 times the size of New York City. So if you imagine New York City burning down 10 times in a row, that's about how much land has already been lost in California again this year. So yes, hopefully raptured 5 years from now. That's a great destination. The question you'd have to ask yourself, Christine, is where do you see yourself 5 years down the road if you don't get started raptured? Well, you might ask yourself, if that's the goal I have in mind, has someone been there before me? Someone's been there before you. You might want to follow their same advice or down that same path as well, right? And that all starts with a relationship with Jesus Christ. If we want to hope to be raptured 5 years from now, wouldn't that be awesome? Even so, come now quickly, Lord Jesus, and save all of us. The world is a mess, right? So yes. Great comment. Christine, that would be a wonderful place to see ourselves. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Popular quote. It's been said many times in the past. The best way to get started is to put one foot in front of the other. Come up with your plan, determine where you want to go, put together a plan, and then take a step. There's one of the things that you have within you is a dream, a plan, a motivation, an idea for a business, a product, a company, a new way to mow grass. Maybe one of you right now has been thinking about a new kind of a lawnmower that's totally revolutionizes the way we take care of lawn care. Wouldn't it be amazing if you just simply put in an idea with an invention website online, and all of a sudden your brand new kind of lawnmower takes over the nation, and you're wealthy and successful, and you can do all of the things and help all of the people that you've always dreamed about helping in your family, your friends, associates and other people, because of your invention, right? Your invention can revolutionize the way we mow lawns. It could be anything. Start with what you have. An idea, a basic business plan, your phone, etc. When I started doing video a few years ago, oh my goodness, look at that dirty screen. I just did it with my phone. I had a cheaper phone at the time, and and I think when I first started doing videos, it was with an iPhone 3. That's telling my age. It's been a while. And then the 6 was my workhorse, the iPhone 6. I did a lot of video with a 6, and I've had cameras. I had a Smooth, a version of the Smooth. I had the remote control handle that had a gimbal on it, and I did some video that way. I've done some videos with my Canon camera, and now I have a 1080p camera that I'm using now that I bought online. That's much better than the camera that came in my computer, which was a little foggy. And so we're now broadcasting in 1080p. If your device will receive 1080p with the new camera that I'm using connected to my computer through StreamYard. So I started with what I had. I wanted to get into this site, this public space, you know what I mean, of doing video and trying to help people, motivate people. And that's just kind of where I was at. Wow, someone put an angry face. Oh, she's angry about the fires. I see that. We're angry that the fires are taking over California and Oregon. Yes, we are. I was like, who put an angry face on there? Oh no. Look at you, Christine. Yes, following in the footsteps of my dad. I tried. 5 years from now, owning and developing land for future generations and for helping friends, family, and neighbors. Wow, Ross, that's incredible. I love that. Cordless mowers are the future for small lawns. Agreed. They already have those. They're battery-powered mowers. Who would have thought we'd ever have something like that? But whatever it is that you have, what you have in your hand it may seem small, but it may be just what you need to get started. When the little boy in the Bible went, he presented his lunch, and Jesus needed to feed the masses, the thousands and thousands of people. The little boy just had a couple of loaves and a couple of fish, right? All they had was a basic lunch. And Jesus was able to take that lunch and sow it into the people. They fed the whole people. It multiplied as it went out. And when they were done, they gathered up more than they had to begin with for the people to take with them. It was a blessing, right? So start with what you have. An idea, a basic business plan, your phone. If you want to get into the public space like I am, all you need is a phone. You can work your way up, but get started with what you have. If you want to start motivating people, Ross, you've started doing some live videos. I love that. There are many people that can do live videos. A lot of people now recognize me because I do video, and they're like, you're Midweek Motivation Guy. I watch you online, and I don't ever know that if they don't come on and comment. You know what I mean? So I started with what I had, and it's worked its way up now. And like I said, this is Studio One, my home office. I moved here recently, a few months ago, from a previous company that I was with, the team that I was with. I started my own company. I knew it was an idea that God was leading me to do. I needed to be running my own company. So I left the company I was at and had a great multi-year experience with that company, and knew it was time for me to step out on my own and start my own. And I basically started with what I had, and that was an empty bedroom, which I turned into an office and then into a studio with all of my technology. We have lights, cameras, actions everywhere. And we've been able to grow a company out of this room, and we've outgrown this room and now just moved into new offices downtown. I'll be doing video from downtown very quickly. I actually shot one video downtown that's going to be broadcast next week in the new office. So it's a logical progression of a worthwhile goal. When I got started, I didn't know exactly where I was going, but I knew that I needed to get started. And maybe that's where you are too. And I said, you know what? I talked with my wife. We prayed about it. And in the past, she had said, I don't know that this is the right time. And I kind of felt that it was, but I always take notice and put a lot of stock in seeking wise counsel. And my spouse of 30 years is very wise counsel, and she didn't think it was the right time. And this time she was like, I prayed about it and I think it's time, and I'm with you. Let's go. And we jumped out and we basically just said, you know what, this is my next comment. I'm going to figure it out on the way. I had a pretty good idea of where I wanted to go and how I wanted to get there. But the best way for me to get started is just figure it out on the way. Maybe your mom or your dad was this way with you when you were younger. Did you ever have a dad that just knew how to fix everything? I did. I don't know how he learned it. And a mom that knew how to make things, how to cook things out of like air. And she could make dinner out of air. My mom could make dinner out of air. We would have like Cheerios, butter, flour, and some hamburger meat, and it may turn into a Cheerio meat. I don't know what. That's a joke. My mom never made Cheerio meatloaf, but she always found a way to feed 5 hungry kids and my dad out of. Sometimes it seemed like out of nothing. I would come home from work or come home one day, and Dad would have put in the new water heater. Dad would have rewired a circuit on something. Dad would have fixed a light. Dad would have fixed the plumbing. Dad could tear apart a car and rebuild an engine and put in a transmission and learn how to do body work and paint, could paint cars. We could cut down trees and build buildings and build fences. And my dad just knew how. And I've learned from watching my dad that I can figure out anything on the way. Nearly everything can be figured out if you just try. One of the best ways for you to learn how to do something is to deconstruct something. Let me say that again. One of the best ways how to learn to construct something is to deconstruct something. My little brother and I used to take apart everything from the kitchen toaster to a radio when we were maybe 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. And if something didn't work, a radio quit working, we'd take it apart and find out why. If a lamp quit working, we would take it apart and find out why. And our inquiring minds would say, oh, here's a burnt wire. Let's fix that. Oh, here's something that's come out. Let's fix that. Oh, here's a screw that came loose. Let's fix that. And we learn how to fix things on their own. My wife is amazed now if she asks me a question and I say, I don't know. It's kind of a joke around our house now, or we'll be driving down the road. She'll ask me a question and I'll say, I have no idea. And she'll say, stop the world. Oh, my Lord, Patrick Lee does not know the answer. Patrick said, I don't know. And as I get older, yes, there are things that I don't know. But most of my life, I've been a fix-it guy. I'm going to figure it out. If there's a way to do it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And the best way for me to figure something out sometimes is just taking it apart, deconstruct something. So we've learned now that there are many businesses and people that are in this public space that talk about deconstructing things, right? Let's break it down into bite-sized pieces. Let's figure out, let's reverse engineer something and figure out where something went wrong. Maybe it was a plan and we didn't end up where we wanted to be. So we reverse engineer it and figure out where along the way we went wrong, or we got off course, or something broke, or burned up, or a circuit caught on fire. You deconstruct it, you reverse engineer it and find out. So you can do the same thing in your life. If you have a plan and you want to go somewhere, find out who's been there before, then start reverse engineering from where you want to be. Start reverse engineering that back through the steps to where it may be that you need to get started, right? Write all of those things down on a plan, and you're going to learn to start heading those things off at the past and the future. Does that make sense? Yes. Now we call that YouTube University. Absolutely. Nearly everything that you want to do has been done before, but there are going to be things that you can do better than someone else, or in a different way than someone else. And the world needs what it is that you have, the idea, the dream, the business, whatever you own in your hand. The world needs that. Your business, Ross' business started and exploded as a professional dismantler. Salvage stores, absolutely. And you started where you wanted to be, right? Or where with the idea that you wanted to go with, and that's where you went. That's what I'm trying to get across to you today. You need to start where you are with what you have and figure it out on the way. And I promise you that ideas are going to come to you. People are going to enter your life that are going to help you and show you the way. People that have been there before you are going to help you. And if you align yourself with the right people, they're not there to meaningfully critique you. The people that you want to have in your life are going to help you. They're going to critique you. Yes, they're going to hold you to a high standard, and they're going to hold you accountable to the things that you told them you wanted to do and achieve. But they're also going to critique you and help you learn how to tweak things, to learn how to go bigger, better, faster, in more of a straight line along the way to where it is that you want to be. So the last thing I have to tell you this week really is this. Let's go. What's holding you back right now? What would happen if you just went for it? What's the worst thing that could happen if you just said, let's go, and you went? Could you fail? Could you fall down? Could you start running too fast and trip? Absolutely. Would it kill you? Probably not. Would it hurt your feelings? Probably, most definitely. But one of the best things you can do is get hurt feelings and then pick yourself up and get over it, right? That's how we learn. When a baby starts walking, it falls down a lot. And most babies don't cry when they fall down. They just pick themselves up and start going again. Then they bump into walls and they fall down again and they get up. And you know what the parent does? The parent doesn't just say, oh, that kid fell down, he's never going to get up. What are you doing when you're teaching your baby how to walk? You're in front of them. You're cheering them on. You're saying, come on, baby. Come on, baby. You move back. When they get close to you, what does a mom do? She moves back 3 more feet. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You're encouraging that person, that baby, learn how to walk. Then when they get a little older, you start teaching them how to run. And then they want to run off on you, right? And you got to chase them down and catch them to bring them back to where they want to be. It's the same way. Learning to walk, learning to run, learning to ride a bicycle, and then learning to drive a car. You're going the same direction. You're just changing the vehicle. The vehicle progresses as you progress. And in your business plan, your idea, your destination, it's going to happen the same way. If you just get started, you can do it. I believe in you. And I know that you're going to figure it out on the way. But you're never going to get to where you want to be, even like we said at the beginning of this, 5 years down the road, if you don't take the first step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. My encouragement today is find out what it is that you want to do. If you're already on that journey, my hat's off to you. I appreciate that. And I know that you're going to be successful because you got started, right? One of my friends, I'm going to be giving away a gift this week. And this is fitting for this. One of my friends, his name is Aaron Esquivel. He goes by Aaron, and he's a Christian musical artist. And I was at one of his concerts here recently called Unity in the Community, and I picked up this hat. So it's called Start Fresh, and that's the name of one of his new projects he's working on. And this is a great looking snapback professional style cap. Love it. This is the snapback premium flat. Someone's going to be love to be styling in this. Let me get it turned right. Start Fresh in this snapback cap. Like and share this video. The person that likes and shares this video the most today is going to be entered into a drawing. We're going to pick a winner of this cap today. I'm going to announce it by the end of the day. Like and share this video and be entered in to win this Start Fresh premium snapback from Aaron's newest project that's coming out. And there may be an additional prize to go along with this. I might surprise you. You might be pleasantly surprised. So get started. Like and share the video. Start coming back every week. Share this with your friends. On Facebook, you can't necessarily subscribe, but you can follow me. And then if you're watching this on YouTube as well, you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube where this is at. Links to my digital business card created by Content Cards is going to be in the comments below this video as usual. That link is www.patricklee.work. If you know someone that's interested in buying a home, selling a home, or investing in real estate, you can reach me here at www.patricklee.work or call me at 806-570-7712. I would be happy to talk to you. I love to help people. Most of my business comes from referrals and people in my sphere and repeat clients, people that come back, they're happy with the business. the way that we have taken care of them. I love all of my friends, clients, and customers. And it really is a testament that I started out with what I had and where I wanted to go. Started this career at 50 years old, and one day just woke up and said, let's go. And I've been going ever since. I love that. So yes, reach out to me in the comments below this video if you're interested in that. If you need help, if you want to schedule a time in my calendar just to have a chat, you can do all of that through my digital business card. Access to my calendar is in there as well. And you can find out everything that I'm about, including our nonprofit Agents Act, Agents Against Child Trafficking, one of the things I'm very passionate about and give my time, resources, and money to. This has been Patrick Lee with Midweek Motivation. I love you guys. Have a great week. I will be back and see you next week. Bye-bye.